Hey, good day, everybody. This is Dennis Wolfman with the Active Trend Traders. I want to welcome you to the Art and Science of Active Trend Trading update for the 10th of December, 2018. It's been an interesting day in the market. We'll cover what we're seeing. Also, I want to cover both oil and gold a little bit, just chat about that briefly. We'll try to keep this down to about 10 to 15 minutes. And so if you do me a favor, if you like the content, please just give us a thumbs up at the bottom. Leave a comment on Facebook, and that'll connect you up to some of the other stuff that we have going on with the Active Trend Traders. So again, thank you for joining us, whether you're watching live and or watching the video. So I'm going to share my screen, and away we go. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wolfman with the Active Trend Traders. Welcome to the Art and Science of Active Trend Trading update. I want to remind everybody that all the materials we always present are for training purposes only. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. At Active Trend Traders, our motto is just basically very simple. Clarify, simplify, and multiply. I started trading back, about 1987 timeframe. I got interested in the stock market while I was actively pursuing my military career in the United States Navy. And I was teaching myself how to trade after I retired in 1997. And then I was working full time, 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, wanting to trade, but not knowing how to streamline the process. What I've done with Active Trend Trading is streamline a process that will benefit anybody who's still working for a living or who just wants to simplify and clarify their trading so they can do other things, other important things in life. Here's where we're sitting as of close of business today. The Active Trend Trading System up 34%. You can see here the markets themselves. Dow and S&P down both for the year and also from the high from 2017. NASDAQ Composite up slightly. Russell down more than the other indexes. It's kind of leading the way down. That oftentimes is the case. The Russell will lead the way down and also lead the way back up when conditions get better. Active Trend Trading up. I'm pleased with how we're doing this year. My objective every year is to do 40%. We have with a win-loss ratio of about 60%. We in 2017 we hit just above 70% on our two strategies that take into consideration the win-loss ratio, and since 2012 we've averaged about 30% per year with the Active Trend Trading System. So I'm very pleased with the system, and that's one of the reasons why I always want to be, until we are basically having a special right now, holiday special, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how long these prices are going to last, but we're offering 40% off our regular monthly premium membership to Active Trend Trading. And you can go to the website and see exactly what you get for that. You get text alerts. You get, if you want to parallel trade with us, you get training once a week. You get a closeout the week final hour webinar that we do also for premium members. And so if you're interested in that, go to this website. It is password protected, all caps, bonus, BONUS. And it's at activetrendtrading.com/premium-members-special. So our insight this week, what I want to focus on basically is tracking index updates. We'll do that really quickly. Take a look at LABU, LABD, see if there's anything going on there, other market drivers. And then one of the things I want to think about, I try to provide a tech tip or mechanical tip every week with this session. In order to do that, what I want to do today is I want to talk about have a go-to setup. If you've been trading for quite some time, it's good to have what is your go-to trade setup where normally when you do that particular setup, it gives you a high probability of making money on that trade. Know what that is, identify it, and I'll cover what mine is before closing out. Matter of fact, here it is right here. My go-to setup is quite simply, I use the True Strength Index, I use a momentum or the market forecast on my Thinkorswim platform. And what I'm looking for on a daily chart primarily is a crossover. Okay, here's my go-to entry setup. I'm looking for a TSI tick up and or a crossover. When the slow and fast TSI ticks up, goes positive on that day, I'm basically looking to buy the following day if I have a good buy candle. In other words, a reversal candle. As we see here, we get a tick up, we get a close to a piercing line, which is a reversal candle, continues to move sideways for the next day and then takes off from there. Again, momentum in market forecast followed up with that, thus confirming, yep, looks like we're going to go on up for a nice little run. And this one did go up for a nice run. This is UCO back in 2017, picked it up on 5/8 at 11, 1569. Hit T1 up here at about 19%, and then T2 was we placed up here just over at 1980, and that was a symmetry target. So that's my go-to trade. I want to wait for TSI to be oversold, price action to be at a support level, past support level, and so TSI oversold, condition, turning up, same thing on momentum, and a market forecast giving me secondary indication that it's time to go. This basically go-to setup works for weekly charts and also intraday charts. One of the other things I provide for the just free, active trend trader members who just want to subscribe to the free newsletter, I basically provide 3 watch lists. One of the watch lists is a composite watch list. And what I do is I take all 13 IBD watch lists, I combine that into one big watch list, and then I do basically a really good sort on it. I scrub it down, looking for which entity showed up on the most watch list. Oftentimes, that can be indicative of, if it shows up on a lot of watch lists, higher interest by the institutions, and then I sort it from there. Okay, high, low. Last week, Now, and Adobe showed up on the most watch list, followed by Beat, followed by Cyber, followed by MEDP. And what's very interesting, these also turned out to be the strongest stocks on, some of the strongest stocks on the IBD 50 list. I take this list and I also place this over, if you're just new, first time seeing anything going on with the active trend trader, let me show you where you can go. I place this list over here. If you want to become a free member of the newsletters and the free webinars that we do, just go to here's our activetrendtrading.com website. That's https://activetrendtrading.com. Go up here where it says member login. Now, of course, I'm already logged in, so and since I'm the founder, I have a member. But if you just sign up right here, send me my alerts. And what that'll do is just register you for the free side of the service, and you'll get notified when we have, particularly we also have some free alerts that we often do. Let me go back. Go back one. There we go. And so under where it says free videos and articles, this is where I post the Art and Science of Active Trend Trading. This is for December 3rd. You can go ahead and go into that. And what you see when you go into it, there is this crazy guy who went to Cal a long time ago, went to the University of Texas a long time ago. Anyway, what I do is I post on this a little bit of information. You can watch the live recording that I'm recording right now. And then down in the body, you'll have 3 watch lists. The running list. This captures every stock that has been on the IBD 50 for the year. So I call that my running list. The sorted list. I have a fundamental sort of the IBD 50 each week that was generated by Lee Tanner up in Petaluma. And basically it spits out basically the best fundamentally sound IBD 50 stocks float to the surface of that watch list, and that's provided every week. And then you just click on that, and then you can upload that directly into your watch list on whatever trading platform you're looking at. And then again, also the composite list, which is not just the top 10 or top 15, but the complete composite list of all stocks that showed up on multiple lists on the IBD 50 for the week. So that's what we provide there. So I just want to share that with you. That's how you get to that. A couple of things I'm looking at. Oil. Is oil going to basically really bounce from here? I mean, it might. We know that the OPEC has tightened the production down a little bit. So are we going to get a big upswing in oil or not? And then Russell, are we going to get this Christmas rally in Russell? Right now, Russell is, basically getting the crap beat out of it pretty much to the downside due to trade issues, tariffs, which it doesn't like, and also the potential of inflation in the near future. Add to that global potential slowdown in the global economy, makes the small cap stocks a little bit less willing to invest, move up, that type of thing. So let's take a real quick look at I got 3 charts to share with you. And then we'll call it a day. Here we go. Okay, I will come back to gold. We'll look at the Qs primarily. Of the three tracking indexes that I track, the Qs were looking the strongest of the 3. Looks like it has made a stop, at least temporary, here at the 160 level, and is trying to perhaps do a reversal. So it sold off, didn't quite make it down to the lows of from a couple of weeks ago at 157, but stopped. Now we still don't have, what we don't have on this chart is, TSI has not rolled over up yet. Momentum on the market forecast has not rolled up yet. The shorter term momentums kind of have. Weekly wise, we have the TSI turning back up, but we still have our momentum longer term pointing down towards the downside. But it's getting to where, when it gets down to that negative 20 level or below that, oftentimes it doesn't take long for it to hit a bottom and then roll up. So I like Qs better than the other entities right now. They appear to be the strongest, and I'll show you what I'm talking about by just taking a real quick peek at IWM. As you can see, IWM, dynamite hammer today on a daily chart. I mean, it may spurt out of here and take off, but it, like I said, not because it did take out the past low here and past low here and set up a new low. That shows it's a little bit weaker than the other entities. The other 2 that I would like to take a look at real quick is oil. And we're going to just take a look at the oil futures. I'll pop over to A. There we go. Look at a little bit longer term here. As you can see, oil futures, it is basically just painting this, a low at about max low, $49.30 per barrel of light crude. Momentum is really falling out of the sky on a daily chart. TSI on TSI daily chart looks like it has basically hit its maximum amount of being oversold. As you get that, it doesn't typically go much lower than that, although it did back in 2015 timeframe. Yeah. So it looks like it wants to pull up. And so it is painting a very nice, it's doing either one of two things. It's painting a very nice picture of a, finding a bottom, or it's doing a horizontal flag and it's going to break out the bottom and come down here and probably paint either somewhere 43 down to about $42. So we'll just wait. We don't have a reversal signal yet on oil, but we know that it could do one of two things: either pop up from here. It has been in a long-term downtrend. This is a weekly chart here on the left-hand side. So today's candle cannot be used to do predictions for the weekly, but as you can see, it's bouncing right now, 54.50 down to a bottom of at 49.30, we said earlier. So that's where the range that it's working in. Our buddy gold, GC, again, looking at the futures. GC, okay, looks like it's attempting to kind of get back into into gear to move to the upside. If we look over here on a longer term chart, and this is the gold monthly chart. Again, we're only 2 weeks into the month of December. It is starting to pick up, but it's got a really nice triangle going on here. So we'll see what happens if it gets back up into the 1357 level, which are these past highs here. Remember, that's still $100 on gold. So if you're a gold futures trader, or even you could either go this or with the micros, the MGC, and we'll be pushing, if we push it on up here, that's a $100 move. If you're doing the MGC, that's $1 per point. And so if you did 5 contracts of that $100 moves, it should be about, I want to say $5,000 worth of profit that is sitting there. But it's looking like, hey, I want to go higher, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if it pulls back into the short-term, longer-term, shorter-term moving averages on the weekly chart, do a little bit of pullback, and then bounce higher from there. But if the world economy does start to slow and inflation starts to pick up a little bit, what we could be seeing with gold is for it to reconnect and go into sync with the U.S. dollar and move to the upside, look at a safe haven for investments, and then gold would be going up. And it's got plenty of room to run. I mean, it could run, like I said, back up here to the 1360 level, breaks up to 1360 level, then we've got to start looking at, okay, longer term, we're going to go up to 1543 or even up to 1800 or 1900 on gold. Something just to keep in the back of our mind, and also just play the technicals on it. So that's what I've got today, guys. I will not be talking about LABU. If I get a signal on LABU, I will let the premium members know that we have a signal on LABU. And again, if you want to become a premium member where you get the text alerts on when we get our signals and also when, what trading we're doing to be able to, parallel trade with. We're not making any recommendations, but if somebody wants to practice trade along with us, that's the only thing that we offer. But I just let everybody know when I'm getting into my own trades. Here we go. Gosh darn it. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to look at the daily, weekly. There we go. LABU looking kind of interesting. Yeah, that's definitely a bullish on the TSI. There's a positive divergence, definitely, if that's a reversal signal. And it's not really a reversal candle per se, but we'll see. it certainly looks like it's trying to do some basing. So with that, I will bid everybody adieu. Have a great rest of your evening. And again, if the content is, if you like it, please give us a thumbs up and give us a comment. Always appreciate the encouragement. God bless everybody. Aloha.